2. Read by Candyce. Deal with it. Keep messing up. The day my siblings floated, shit got bad. My dad lost it. He pushed all the furniture into the street. He wasn't taking any chances, he said. My mom had lost it as well. 2 of her 4 children had floated away, and she wasn't talking much. Most days, she sat on the front lawn, tethered to a grounder, staring into the sky. Grounders had been installed most everywhere. They were brightly colored metal hoops buried deep into the ground. The other option was waders. These were weights you left hanging from your waist. It wasn't much of a bother. It really just left you feeling a few pounds heavier than usual, but enough to keep you from floating away. Waders weren't the most convenient. You never did know when there would be another shift in gravity. You never knew exactly how much extra weight would keep you safe. There had been a ring developing around the Earth since the day the gravity had its first major shift. It was far away enough so that you couldn't clearly make out the objects collected, but we knew. There were satellite pictures clogging our social network feeds. All you had to do was grab a telescope and you could clearly see. The ring was where our smallest, lightest, most precious things were, floating just far away enough to taunt us daily. Our brothers and sisters, daughters and sons were up there. Our landfills had floated from the city dumps up into that ring. Trash and family, that was what mainly composed that ring. Always far enough to see, but never close enough to reach. We stopped sleeping inside. If gravity were to shift again, we didn't know what would float. We were scared. A peaceful night of sleep could end in your house floating away. That didn't seem safe at all. We stopped driving our cars. No one wanted their last moments on Earth to end that way. We started forming a new way of life. Some smartass in New York began developing the first citywide tether. It was a system of bars and hooks. But with a city that big, no amount of grounders was convenient. We started vacating our major cities. My dad decided to move us to the desert. There was no selling of the house or movers. We left almost everything. Objects had lost all value. If you couldn't hold on to it, it was basically already gone. I stood in front of my closet the morning before we left. I had a light backpack to fit a change of clothes and my cameras. Nothing fancy, my old point-and-shoot digital, a cheap video camera. I like documenting things, and this wasn't the time to stop. I laced my combat boots. My nylons were already ripped. It was summer, and we were going to the desert, so I threw on a floral sundress and grabbed my favorite sweater. I had a pair of jeans in my backpack, a tank top, and another sweater. I had loved clothes all my life, standing there looking at the beautiful pieces of clothing I had collected, the vintage, the designer, and my high heels. I hate to admit it, but looking at all those shoes, knowing that I would never strut down the street wearing them again, I cried. I hadn't cried yet, but that was a needle that broke the camel's back. I turned my back to the closet, feeling stupid and petty, but before I left, I turned around and grabbed a pair and threw them in my backpack anyways. My favorite pair, platform stilettos, floral print. I had always gotten looks when I wore those. I didn't count on wearing them ever again, but it was at least a comfort to have them. Besides, extra weight never hurt anyone. At least not anymore. Chapter 2. It gets confusing because there's an introduction, so I feel like that was Chapter 1, but it was introduction. Chapter 1 is done. Chapter 2 is done. Chapter 3 is next. Woo! Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.